Alright guys, today we're going to be investigating the wonderful world of Finecast, and we're going to find out if it is really as bad as we all think it is. So guys, when Jamie was over for his battle report that I just uploaded onto the channel, he asked me if I could paint up some Fiefdoms warriors for him. He said he would give me some money or a mystery gift, so I went with a mystery gift, of course. Hopefully that turns out to be good and not something completely shite. Jamie. So I started to build up these Finecast warriors and I remembered how much I absolutely hate it. So I thought it might be a good idea to time how long it takes me to build them and see if I can paint the miniatures faster than it takes me to build them. Thought it'd be a nice wee challenge to see if it's as bad as we all think it is. So nothing really exciting is going to happen here. I don't really want to fill the video of me just cutting and trimming some Finecast miniatures. I just use my clippers to clip them off the sprues, get rid of all the biggest bits of flash that I can. I then decide to superglue the model into the base to give me a good solid platform to start from. Next up is getting the biggest bits of flash off the spears and cutting them apart. I have to be really careful here because I don't want to break these, especially as these are not my models. Next up is using my hobby knife to trim down the last of the flash that is really hard to get rid of. Again, I'm being really careful with the spears to not snap them. Once that's done, I superglue the pike onto the model. I'd also like to apologise for the state of me. I definitely need a haircut and a shave. Oh, that's full done. That's only halfway. I absolutely hate failcast. Another 4 to do. Look at all this flash. I want to gouge my fucking eyes out, man. Holy shit. Oh, I got super blue. Ah! So with the first 4 done, it was time to move on to the next 4. Nothing different here. Exactly the same steps as the previous. Didn't take as long this time as I had a bit more rhythm to what I was doing. Now that the miniatures are all done, some of the pikes are quite bendy, so I'm going to use the hot water method to fix these. What's this I see? Huh? What are you saying, mate? Huh? You want to help me out with some men-at-arms? Yeah? You want to help me out with some men-at-arms? No, I didn't think so. Fucking failcast. Tell me about it, Bucky. Tell me about it. I just boil some water in the kettle and put it into a bowl. Might as well make a cup of tea while I'm at it. All I do is dip the end of the pike into the hot water, squeeze it like a tub of toothpaste to get it nice and straight. Just be careful when you're doing this, of course, because you are working with boiling water. Shit. Ah! No. Amroth soup, anyone? Oh, you fucker. There we go, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Worth all the effort. Worth all the effort. Ah! Alright guys, that is all the pikemen finally built. And I am a complete and utter idiot. So the whole point of this challenge is to time how long it takes me to build these Finecast models. And then try and paint them faster than it took me to build them. But guess what I forgot to do? Actually time it. Sometimes my stupidity really does amaze me. Luckily, I have filmed the entire process, so what I'm going to do is put the files on my computer and time me doing it. Instead of just having that to hand, I need to sit and watch my own videos all the way through and time how long it took to actually build these. But first up, I decided to do something a bit different to what I normally do and try a metallic base to start, as the men-at-arms are mainly metallic as they're all covered in armour. So I decided to pop into my local GW, which actually didn't have any spray paint in at all, but luckily I met Thomas at a Geek Retreat and there was a couple of army painter sprays in there. How the fuck do you open this? What? What? You fucking kidding me on? What? What? Why can't I fucking open this? Ah, fucking broke the nozzle off. Oh no, where did that even go? Oh, found this in the bush. Found this in the bush. I think this must be what we're after here. Oh yes. So just giving these an all over spray of the metallic silver base coat. Do make sure and shake really hard with these metallics before you use them, otherwise they become really gloopy and weird. Here's all the shiny boys done. They look absolutely class. It should be quite easy to make them look like this. It only took about 2.5 minutes to spray them. I realise now I should have probably left the pikes off and done the pikes black separately. That would have been the smart thing. Oh shit. I forgot to base them. Oh, for fuck's sake. So I quickly gave the bases a covering of PVA and some sand before giving it another base coat of the silver. I then decided it was time to probably figure out how long it took me to build the miniatures so I could set myself a target. Alright guys, so I went through all the videos and I added up how long it took me to build and clear all the flash, fix the bendy spears and all that. It was roughly about 43 minutes to do all 8 guys. So that will be the target, to paint 8 guys in. I don't know how feasible that is, but I'm certainly going to try to get them painted in 45 minutes. And you may be asking yourself, John, why are you walking and where are you walking to? Well, it's to give my video a sense of direction and that I'm achieving my goals and actually going somewhere with my project, when in reality I'm just walking around my garden in circles. Wee metaphor for you there. So it was finally time to start painting the miniatures. It's already taken me 9 minutes 40 to get the bases done, base coat the miniature in the metallic and give the base a covering of Rhinox hide just to make it more earthy looking. Next up, give the miniatures an all over coating in Nuln Oil. This is to give the metallic shiny base coat a more matte finish, so they tie in better with the ones that I'm trying to copy. However, despite shaking the Nuln Oil for 5 minutes, the Nuln Oil has decided to ruin everything and dry glossy. Right guys, I've left these overnight to dry and I am pretty furious. Look how fucking glossy this Nuln Oil has dried. Doesn't say gloss, and I shook it for about 10 minutes. And it's still dried. Look at this, it's so glossy, it looks wet. Like, look at the difference. It's just absolutely, what the hell games, like, sorry, this project's just falling apart. You know, you should be able to trust the consistency of your products. Like, if I'm going to apply a wash and I'm going to be like, oh, is it going to dry gloss? Is it going to dry matte? Oh, that is not a good product. That is a pile of shite. It's a fucking roll of the dice whether or not I'm going to get the result I want. And, you know, it's not my miniatures. These are somebody else's. Like, that's the worst part. Is imagine what if you were a proper commission painter and you couldn't trust what results you were going to get from your products. I have sent an angry email to Games Workshop. So, see what they say, because that is too far. Like, look how wet that looks wet. Like, look at the state of that, man. That's fucking diabolical. So I don't know whether to paint strip and start again, which would completely, I'd probably restart the timer because I wouldn't want to do that, or I'll try use a matte finish over it and see if that fixes it. But the issue is if I use a matte finish and it doesn't fix it, I won't be able to paint strip it because the fucking varnish will... Why can't your washes just dry correctly, Games Workshop?
Stop it. Get some help.
So I ended up giving them a coat of matte varnish. I am not going to count this in the time it takes to paint them, I feel it'd be quite unfair to penalise me with that time penalty, considering it's Games Workshop's product that's not worked properly. So with the matte varnish dry and the miniatures looking a lot better, still not quite the matte finish I'm after, but definitely a huge improvement from what they were before, it's time to give them an all-over dry brush of Stormhost Silver. This will just pick out the details and make the armour look a lot more realistic. I am trying out a new technique I learned from Miniac, where you don't wipe the dry brush on something like kitchen paper or toilet roll, but on a harder surface. This is because kitchen paper will soak up the medium from the paint, whereas if you use it on a hard surface it won't absorb it, so you get an equal amount of paint and medium left on your dry brush. Definitely check out his video. Also, I managed to get my picture into his Roast Me video, not that he has any idea of who I am, so go check that out as well. I then used Moonfang Brown to dry brush the base, Cadian Flesh on the faces, a little bit of Moonfang Brown on the leather strap, now I'm just having a look at the cloth on the ones I'm trying to copy. It's a bone colour, but it looks to have been started from Xandri Dust. It's not how I personally would do a bone colour, but I really want to try copy this as closely as possible, so I'm going to be using a base coat of Xandri Dust. Then Retributable armour on the sword. I'm then filling in the rest of the scabbard and the pike with a black. I was really regretting not spraying these separately with the black base coat, as they're an absolute nightmare to paint because of the flimsiness of the material, but I saved a good 5-10 minutes not having to do the pikes again in the black. But you know, lessons learned. So guys, there's only 15 seconds left, so I'm not sure I'm good enough to finish these in 15 seconds, but what I am going to do is the 6 or 7 minutes I did doing the bases, I'm going to subtract that because I am a cheating bastard and I want to win this challenge. So we're just going to play work smarter, not harder. So I should have saved the bases to the end, shouldn't I? Technically, so let's just take that time off. So we're back. We've got another 7 minutes, so that'll be 52. So that is all the base colours done, so all it really is going to be washes and highlights and adding the white onto the little chevrons on the armour. So I start with Reichland Flesh on the gold and the faces, followed by Agrax Earthshade on all the Moonfang Brown leather and the cloth that goes across his chest that's going to end up bone. And as much as I hate it, I painted the base rims black to match the miniatures Jamie had given me. Personally, I don't like the black rims. I remember this all started back when Golden Demon Entry winners started doing it, and everyone wanted to pretend they were a Golden Demon Entry winner. The reason I like the painted rims is because I like the immersion of the game. I want my miniatures to blend into the board, whereas personally I think the black base rim makes them look more like chess pieces in a board game, which I'm just not a fan of. I'm not judging you if you do like that. If you like that, go nuts. It's not my personal taste, but as I was being forced to do it by Jamie, I thought I would throw my 2 cents in the ring. We then move on to the dry brush. I use Screaming Skull to dry brush the cloth. The ones I've been given have been dry brushed, and I wanted to copy the effect as near as I could. It was at this point that we sadly ran out of time, and the challenge is a loss. I still need to do some highlights and the white chevrons, and of course adding the tufts to the base. I used Cadian Flesh to highlight the tips of the details in the face, Liberator Gold on the sword, then for the white and the chevrons I started with Administratum Grey. I gave it a wash of Apothecary White contrast paint. And as I had already run out of time, I thought I would do a good job rather than a fast job. Instead of just dry brushing with white like the previous guy had that I was supposed to copy, I decided to individually highlight all the little chevrons with ceramite white. Now the bases on the ones I've been given all had the same colour of tuft, So I decided to take one of these off each of the ones I had and put it onto the ones I completed before intermingling all the other different colours of tufts and stuff I had. I felt this brought them all together better and gave them a bit more variety in the look, rather than just a dark brown scrubland. So that's them all done now. Pretty chuffed with them. 72 minutes for 8 guys. That's not bad. I don't really think this is like a really accurate test for how good or bad failcast is, because we all know it's shit anyway, but maybe a better test would be me to do 8 plastic guys compared to 8 metal guys compared to 8 finecast guys, and see how long each takes and how easy it is, because metals, you know, the old metal sometimes could be a bit of a pain in the ass when there was like hundreds and hundreds of flash and you had to scrape off the bases to make sure maybe they wouldn't fit into the bases. So maybe maybe I'll do that challenge. Oh, I've just spilled super glue all over my desk. Fantastic. So I might do that as a proper test, but no, I can't paint faster than I can build, even with failcast. I really tried to beat that, and I thought men-at-arms, there's not many different colours to them. White, cream, silver. Still, maybe I could do Dead of Dunharrow build versus paint, but this is just a fucking stupid challenge. I don't know what I was thinking. So, hope you enjoyed. I'll do a couple of battle shots and then roll the credits. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you be happy with these in 72 minutes? Let me know. Big love. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember to give my bell a good old ring. Wow. Alright guys. You shut your hole! I'm trying to film a fucking video here, man. Why did I buy a house under a fucking flight path?
Is covered in stuff.
Wait, did you want to include that? I had to. He knows what he's doing.
I mean, how can we not comment about the elephant in the picture here? The 4 monitors. Like, this is unreal.
Oh,
the elephant, mate.
They're just piled.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't have enough
It's
space.
just like stacked on stack. I appreciate how he put his computer on top of his desk because he cares about the dust. Okay? That's attention to detail.
And he actually has space on the desk to paint.
Okay, yeah, shout out to this guy. Shout out to this guy. This guy's beating you all, okay? He has space to paint.
Oh shit. Just reset it. I've already done a final take, I'll just use the other one. It's better. When there's some fox shit in my garden, I fucking hate foxes, man. Keep shitting all over my fucking garden.
Jesus Christ!
Man, my brain is just fucking minced today. What was I going to say?